Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday, March 25th, 9:27 a.m. Markets are about to open here in about 3 minutes. Looks like pot stocks are the theme right now, popping and taking off. TLRY, one of the leaders, getting a good run up here from just under $6 up here to a high of 850s. I don't know though, man. I really don't trust these pot stocks. I don't. ACB, Aurora Cannabis, ran from 350 up to 5. There's a lot of pot stocks here, but the past, I don't care for them. I'm not gonna focus on pot stocks. They trade weird. I like BKKT going into the open. This one's been consolidating off of that 7. We could see a nice run up today on BKKT. Pulled up at that previous day's close, 720s. Build up off that. We can get a good run up. 8, 9, maybe $10 on it. It's a pretty low float stock, 6.5 million. SPRC. Looks like this is getting a pop. Over 650. Got room to run up to 8. SPRC. I'm going to throw this one up. That LLL fell off yesterday. This one could come back. It's only $1 away from that $5. Let's go back to that SPRC here. This one could just straight run up. Yep, it's halted at 425. 427. This one just popped up last second. Don't see any news on it. I don't trust the pot stocks today. Screw those pot stocks. Yeah, I don't know, man. Those yeah, that guy never learned his lesson. Pot stocks naturally decay. Too many people are involved in them. There's dispensaries on every corner. BKKT, we got room to run up to 830s. I would like a pullback on this. SPRC, when this reopens, we'll see where this opens up at and what this can do. This stock really has no history in price action and volume, so things may get interesting. It may run up like what ALLG did. Way back here on Wednesday, running from $9 up to a high of 24. We could still keep our eyes on ALLG. This could come back up over that previous day's close. We never really got a bounce on it yesterday. This one could definitely have a good bounce. It pulled back yesterday. DKKT. Yeah, it'll rip up to $3. Then if it gets up over 3, it'll rip up here to about 325. ALLG, they'll probably pop here to 1550 and then pull back to 15. And then if we get up over that 1550, we'll get that run up here, 17, 18 bucks. ALLG. Looking good. This SPRC should reopen here. Let's see. Within the next, it should reopen any second here because it got halted right out of the open. It's been 5 minutes right now. Any moment it could reopen. See, TLRY fading off. TLRY, that could fade all the way to 7. Telling you, man, those pot stocks, they're weird, man. Yeah, this is looking good for a rip up to 1550, but it really won't get running until it breaks 1550. That's an easy setup. I could see it getting a good rip up to probably 1850 ALLG. It'll rip up to this green line up here. $3.50 run. That's where 50% is at 1770. SPRC just reopened. A pullback. It's got to hold 625. Continue to rip up. There's that 625. It held. See? Told you guys that strategy works. Gotta be fast with it. Held right at that level. All it is a quick scalp. Get in when prices come down to where it got halted at. And then you sell into that rip up to highs real fast. See how prices quickly ripped from 625, it skipped up to 7. Now it's downside halted. People wait too long for it to run up to the highs and then they try getting in. It's like, it's natural to think like that when stocks run up to highs. That's where it kind of pays to have those fast brokers like Speed Trader, Light Speed, Gas Trader, scalping, momentum trading. PKKT got beat down a lot. 7 down to 4. Then pulling back right at that 50-day moving average. This could later on get a nice snap up on it from shorts covering. ALLG still gearing up. I think this one might be a good one. How wild that is. If it holds here, it could snap back up over that $7. Volatility's in on this thing. This thing could squeeze up. Let it pull back again. This is the micro pullback right here. You could slingshot right back up. Gotta hold that 550s. It wants a shot. ALLG's just gearing up below that 15. This one still looks good. BKKT, we got our pullback. It held at our area here. This one could get that run up to 830s. There's a few setups going on. There goes ALLG. Up over 1550, that's when it could really start running. This is the bounce. $15.75. $16. It can run up to here about 17, 18 bucks. That's the potential. Let it work for you. Stock's got a lot of room to bounce. This is what we were waiting on yesterday. Up over 16 to 1630s. Beautiful play. Beautiful. Nice gear up this morning right here. Just under 15. Now it's running up to 1650s. There's your morning play, guys. Ran up to $17 so far. Nice $2 run. DRTS. That's got to get up over 15. So if we can, I don't want to see it shoot straight up. I'd like to see it gear up like ALLG did. That's a beautiful play right there. That BTU still running. Testing that 26 again. DRTS break over 15, it'll run to 16. And then it could really get running. SPRC, look at it, that's a tight pullback to that 550s. This one's still in play. It hasn't broke down yet. Looks like somebody got in on it yesterday before the close. So this is a pump and dump. There's a guru out there pumping up this stock. The evidence is right there. Yesterday he loaded up, and then today he announced it to his community. That guru getting in here at 425. This thing ripped up to $7. That's easy money. He just made pretty much $1.75, $2 per share, or $3. I'm sorry, because he was getting in at 4 all the way up to 5 right here. BKKT still building up. We could see a run up, like we've been saying, up over $8. And ALLG, it's still running right up to our first green line right here. That's that 50% we were talking about. So a lot of good upside opportunity on it when we were putting things together when it was down here at 1450s. That's a $3 per share upside potential. That's a great opportunity there. There we go. 1770s. There's our first level. Now our second level's up here at 1850s. Told you guys, when we start breaking up over that 1550s, you don't want to be selling there. This stock's got a lot of room to run. Let it work for you. Up over 1550, that's when it could really start running. This is what we were looking at, or looking for yesterday, when it failed here and it was selling off and going sideways. But it stalled out right here at 1650. And then it came right back down here to 15 and went sideways the rest of the day. There was no momentum in the markets yesterday. DRTS, so far it's been pulling back, gearing up, ripping up. You're going to want to see 14 hold. 14, break up over that previous day's close, and 15, it'll get a good snap to 16. Then if it gets over 16, it'll run up here to 18. So these are the levels. 16. And then 18. So it's looking like every $2. It's a volatile stock. HRT made a comeback. This one's still squeezing up. BTU made a comeback. From it held up at that 25 area, pushing right back up over 26. This one could definitely continue to squeeze up. See, look at your pot stocks, TLRY. That's a lot. Look at all that volume pumping into it. All that volume pumping into it. Man, that's a lot of opinions. All that volume pumping into TLRY. And it's in like a, what, 30 cent, 50 cent trading range versus ALLG. Look at how much volume this has. This stock ran up pretty much $4, and it's only got 3 million in volume on the day versus TLRY in this 50 cent trading range, and nothing's going on with it. This stock's already at 80 million in volume on the day. $80 million. Yeah, you don't want to see DRTS go any lower. You want it to build up just like ALLG did. Let it gear up and build for that break over that previous day's close here at that blue dotted line and that 15 bucks. Side note, LLL, this is still within squeeze range here. This thing could rip up to 450s, blow over that, run up here to 5, and then blow over that, and this thing could definitely continue to rip. I think 450 is going to be the trigger level. DKAT. Yeah, man. That $3, it needs to get back up over 3. 250 though, when you look at the big picture of it, 250, that's where your 50-day moving average is. It's got to hold up there for that big picture idea we were talking about yesterday. But this stock got denied up higher over 350s. NFTs, they like to NFTs are weird movers too. They were just talking about that yesterday. Look at BTU. Beautiful call yesterday on that, Calvin. This thing ran up over 26 and then crumbled down to 25, came back, reclaimed 26, failed. Now today it's ripping up like a champ. It's squeezing. Yeah, it's a good run up in the indexes we had. I think if we hold here at 450s, I mean, technically it's still bullish. The indexes are still bullish. They're just holding up old resistance as support at that 450s. That 450s make it or break it for it. Indexes, man, they're hard to predict. They are. BKKT stalled out up there at 760s. As long as we hold up 725s, this area where I have my green line, that's the area we need to hold up. This stock went on a wicked run for 9 days straight. It ran up. That ALLG, it's probably done. All that this was a bounce, you guys. That's all it was. Treat it like a bounce. For any type of push up higher, it's gonna need to run back up and reclaim 20. I don't see that happening though. There's no catalyst to get this going. And it's Friday. It's the end of the week. This was your opportunity right here. DRTS stalled. I'll put an alert on this at 1475. HRT still pushing. Obedient school, huh? Oh yeah, how did that Facebook play out? It held up. It ran right up. 219, 220 today. Look at that move. That's a beautiful move. Nice $5-6 rip on it right out of the open. Right there. Held 220s. Dipped right down. Held that previous day's close right off of it. That's why the big theme this week I was trying to get across with you guys. You really just want to focus on general areas when looking at these charts. Don't get too caught up in the exact price to the T. There's that move on PIK we were talking about. How this got drilled down non-stop from 7 all the way to $4. We said that this will probably get a big rip from shorts covering. There it is right there. It's currently halted. Kind of happened a bit too fast. You had to have your eyes on it. The highest that this will run up to, PIK. Or no, what we didn't say that on PIK. We said it on LLL. That's what we were saying it on. This is still gearing up, but it's same thing with PIK. This was the hot stock Friday, and then after Friday over the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all week it got beat down. No bounce whatsoever. Now it's getting that squeeze up. Everybody forgot about it. So Friday, this was Friday, last Friday. And then the weekend, and then Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now today's Friday. So 1 week, and look at how volume just dried up. Practically nothing. Because other stocks pop up. ALLG, LLL, BTU, all these different stocks every day pop up. That's why it's hard with these small cap stocks. It's hard for volume to stay interested in one particular stock because we always have something new popping up and it's going to steal attention. The highest PIK will run up to, though, it'll run up here to 5. Then from 5, it'll run into resistance here at 550, 6, 650, 7. So every 50 cent, it's going to run into resistance all the way up to 750. 2 weeks of boarding school. That's weird to hear that for a dog. I've never heard of that before. This DPRO looks like it's gearing up. A clean break over 250. It'll run up to 275 and then $3. This one you're going to want to take it in levels of 25 cents. Remember, these stocks at $1, $2, $3, they're not going to be as volatile as stocks like ALLG. That's why, for me, I don't really waste my time on stocks at $2, $3 because they don't. You got to be a lot more patient with them. You truly do. For them to start getting more volatile from $1, you know, the higher prices go, the more volatile they get. I mean, look at Facebook. Facebook went on a $6 rip this morning, and Facebook can rip up and down effortlessly about $8-10 a share. Tesla up at $1,000. This thing can rip $50, $100 up and down effortlessly. $4.85. There's $5. There's our first level on PIK. This isn't worth chasing after, you guys. All it is a short squeeze. Shorts covering. That's all it is. Once they cover, it's going to fade back down. There's the break over 5. Next level for it, 550. CRXT. Yeah, CRXT does have a nice move going on it. The thing that worries me though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's been green for 8 days straight. It needs a pullback. I'm gonna say with CRXT, you're gonna want to see a $1.25. That's your area. It's got to hold above that. It's got potential. I don't know how far it could run up to. That's the hard part. I see 250. $4. That's a bit too far up. I don't know how far this thing could run. What, a $1.25? That's gonna be your area. Needs to hold above that. BTU still going. Up over 27 now. SPY's running right back up, testing its highs. See, that 450, that's the area for the SPY. That's the make it or break it for it. It's held strong at the previous day's close. It's building up for a shot up. Gonna run up here to 457. See, I've already had my lines pre-drawn on the SPY here. It's been moving through my lines pretty nicely. Ran into resistance here. Got a nice pullback, surged up through it. Pulled down, held as support. Held through it right here. Now it's ripping up. And that 450s we were just talking about, right there. It's holding up old resistance from right here and continuing to push up off that up. Got room to run all the way up here. 457. There she goes. Again, this is a setup we've seen a lot of this week, like this coiling action. We've seen a lot of stocks and the indexes do that a lot this week in the morning. Coil up and shoot up. ALLG did it this morning. What was another one? I think it was LLL. Somewhat right there on Thursday. There was a handful of them that did it. I remember that. Damn. Even GameStop's looking good. GameStop can hold that 150. Damn. AMC went on a big rip. But a lot of these moves are just super overextended, man. All of them. Look at the daily chart. Everything just went on a pretty much 2-week rally. So going into next week, I don't know. I think I might want to be defensive next week. This is getting to a bit too extreme. Shorts are just getting destroyed. See, my thinking was with everything that ran last week, Monday, Tuesday was going to start off a bit slow with everything pulling back. And then as the week progressed, we were going to rebound and get that momentum. But nope. Everything just kept rolling and kept rolling. And they never looked back. The SPY. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday, we were opening up just about break even. It ran up, made a new high, and then we pulled back at the end of the day. But Tuesday, we ran right back up to new highs. Wednesday was a resting day. We pulled back. Then Thursday, we rallied back up to highs. Now today, Friday, we're pushing up to new highs. March Madness lived up to its name, didn't it? LLL still gearing up. This one could get a good run on it. 450 is going to be that trigger. looks like we did that bracket last week. We kind of did it last minute. I wish I would have gave you guys more of a head up, but I didn't do too bad. I got 34 of my 63 picks correct. I beat out so far Lotus Born 1. Dang, his got destroyed after the second round. Villanova got beat out, didn't they? Kansas and Purdue. There goes LLL up to 450s. There's that trigger level. Up over 450s, it'll run up to 5. So a pullback here from 450s, 425 if it pulls back that previous day's close. PIK still going. We've been seeing some good moves today. The PIK from 5 pushed up to 450, our next level. Now from 550, it's pushing up to 6. Just like we planned out, the stock's liking to move in 50-cent levels. Right up to my next green line there at 6. 6 is going to be pretty hard for it to get through. That's a big run up. It's up 40% on the day. $6.17. We're definitely seeing a lot more momentum than we did yesterday, haven't we? Yesterday, you could just... everything across the board was just stale. And then also, CELZ, this held at $3. This one's pushing right back up to its highs. So this was another easy one. Dip down in the morning here, 275. Grind it all the way up to 330. Today it hung around that $3. It's why you gotta focus on these levels. Don't let price just punk you out. You focus on levels, you can really get a gauge for if a stock is bullish or bearish. How is it trading at these levels? The longer it holds, man, it's resting. Remember, stocks like to move, rest, move, rest. If they're holding up and holding most of their gains, people are going to keep eyes on it. Stocks like this, you got to think Tim Sykes, all of his students. I bet you Tim Sykes and Tim Bowen, they mentioned this stock today. You know how many people follow those guys? We already know most people, they like to what? Buy and hold. So people buying when it was all in the morning there, they're all buying. People all buying here. All that volume. It's holding. It's holding. It's holding. It's holding. All that buying. It's holding most of its gains. You're not. See, it total. This is where it was at. It ran all the way up to here. And it pulled back 50% pretty much. And it held. So it's holding most of its gains. People are going to want to keep it on watch. It's just live and learn, you know? And after seeing so many of these play out, you'll know to keep eyes on them. It's all about stock selection. Just like DRTS, man. I mean, there was good opportunity in this. It just stalled out. There's nothing you can do about that. I have stocks stall out. Like, I'll have ideas and setups, and I have stocks stall out on me all the time. It's just all about how you react to it, cut it, and move on from it. You can't just hold on to it and dwell. You gotta move along. Para. Para, it's got room to run up to about $42. If it pulls back, you're gonna want to see 38 bucks. That's gonna be a level. Your $38 hold up. The stock's been running for quite a while. Starting way back here, February 16th is when it started running. Right here. February 16th to February 24th, it was setting up right here. And then it just went on a tear from 28 all the way to 35.50 up there. Got a nice healthy retracement on it. Ripped back up. And it's been trending up ever since. This could be the start of like a pair or that euphoric move. It's holding trend. Been trending up at the top part of its resistance in the trend up. Yeah, it's at the top part of its trend resistance. So wait for it to come back down. 37.50. 38 bucks. That level there. They also just if you look at the news with Para, they just initiated and announced a 1 billion debt offering. A debt offering is a common means to finance large purchases that a company could not otherwise afford. A debt arrangement provides capital under the condition that it is to be paid back later, usually with interest. Bonds, loans, and commercial paper are all examples of debt and have stated interest. So right now they just took a loan out pretty much for $1 billion, but they got to pay that back. So it's good now, but down the road it's not going to be good. Who knows how far this goes, Para? But I think it gets a run up to about 40. I could see 40 bucks. Paramount Global. That's a big loan, man. $1 billion. A big move for PIK. $4 explodes up to $6. That's good opportunity there. All you had to do was keep it on watch. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days after its first big green day for that bounce. 5 days. LLL, it took, well, its first big day was here on Wednesday. Oops. LLL, its first big green day was here on Wednesday. The next day it faded off. It had a good bounce yesterday. And then today. So the last 2 days, LLL had a good bounce on it. Give me a second, guys. I gotta go get a glass of water or something. My throat's acting up. But clearly, you guys listening right now, you can clearly see the momentum today versus yesterday, right? So remember those conditions from yesterday. On a day like that, you should be sitting on your hands. Versus today, every other stock we look at, there's good momentum and follow through. Today is a good day to take a trade when you're seeing good momentum across the board in a lot of names. That's why putting goals on top of your head never plays out. So if someone has a goal, they need to make 250 bucks every day. Yesterday, they could have ran into a lot of issues and they start forcing trades and getting stubborn, and then they just blow up. See what happened to your guys' pot stocks? Nothing. Told you, these pot stocks, they're garbage. They always pop and then slowly fade. I'm surprised though. That's a big run. That's a big run. Even look what it did right here, man. See how it ran up here and then it slowly faded all the way back to where it came from, and then it just sat there. Now look at this explosion up. What do you think it's gonna do? It's gonna fade probably all the way back down to where it came from. From here, you'll probably see a bounce back up to $8. $8 is gonna be hard to get through. FRGE. Oh, wow. Yeah, and that's a new IPO too. You just called that out like 20 minutes ago. Yeah. 12.50, this thing exploded up to $24. So far, look at that first day right there. From 12, it ran all the way up to 27. And then it got beat down. 3 days later, look at that bounce. Just what we were just talking about. After stocks have big days like this, keep an eye on them for the next week, 2 weeks. Because you got good bounce opportunities. That's where you make your money, man. You're not going to make your money. You're going to find it's going to be a lot harder to make your money just strictly focusing on the stocks that are gapping up every morning, the new stocks. These are the hardest stocks to trade. The hardest. And new people, they get sucked into that. Looks like FRGE's trying to gear up right here. Get a push back up to 20. I don't think it's worth it. $22.50. They reopen it. At 23, it quickly pops up to 24.50, and then they slam it to 20.50. If you guys already probably know, I'll let you guys answer the question. If FRGE was to come back, what level or what price would you want to see hold for any type of potential or upside move? What price does it have to reclaim? Gee, look at that snap. That's a $2 rip in a blink of an eye right there. The spread is probably wicked. You're probably looking at a $1.25 spread. Man. If you hear a guru out there talking about how he made easy ass money on SPRC, that's the dude who pumped this stock. This was just a straight up pump and dump. And the only people who lost money on it are the people he pumped it to, his followers. A good lesson here. I'll restart recording. Here's another clean example of a pump and dump. We could break this down on the 1 minute time frame. You could scroll out on the chart. Every one candle you see on this chart is 1 minute of trading in the stock market. Yesterday, March 24th, it was a Thursday. You can see there was no volume at all. Nobody's interested in this stock. Nobody. There's not even no price action really going on. Just before the market closes, and that's that gray shaded area you're seeing here on my chart. This is after hours trading. This is what divides the trading days. So you got the end of the trading day right here on Thursday. You notice how the stock's going all sideways. There's nothing going on. So there's activity right here. And you even got a little spike in volume there. See that when you look closely? We could zoom in a little bit more on that. Let's really break it down. We'll zoom in on that right there. So there's a lot of volume here. 30,000, 30,000, 20,000, 36,000, 14,000, 33,000. There's a lot of volume going on here. And prices ripped from $4 up here to $5, and they naturally fade down. This is how your pump and dumps work. The guru picked up on this stock, and you look at the daily chart, This was a primed candidate for a pump and dump. Look at the daily chart here. Every one candle on a daily chart is 1 day of trading when you're looking at candlesticks. Looking at the history of this stock, there's no volume ever really going on with this stock. Look at every day when you scroll over, the most the stock does on average, it does around 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, 24,000. It's not doing much in volume at all. And then you got some recent perking activity going on here. Scroll back out on this. So the guru loads up the day before right here. Next morning, pre-market, let's say the guru has 1,000 people in his chat room or watching his streams while he has either a 30-second delay on the feed, or if it's real time, I don't know. But he announces this and puts it on his watch list. Let's say he trades live with his community every day. He announces this stock, how it's a low float and it's a candidate. He announces it to his community. Boom. Most people, they want to be told when to buy and sell stocks. So as he announces this to his community, all that guru has to do is sit on the ask, and all of his followers are gonna buy up what he's unloading on them. And he's literally getting paid from his own community. They're transferring their money into his account. This stock rips right out of the open here. From 450s, explodes up to 625 and into a halt. They halt it for 5-6 minutes. They reopen it up here and it peaks out at $7 a share. So when this guru was loading up at $4 up to $5, the next day he made $2 to $3 per share in profit from everything. We don't know how much he bought, but if you load up and you're buying 30,000, 40,000 shares and you make $2 to $3 on that, that's really good money. That's pretty much your whole salary for the year in one trade like that. One trade. And that's stock manipulation at its finest. This is why a lot of gurus like focusing on low float stocks, because they're easily manipulated. Whenever you have a low supply of something and you have volume hit that low supply, it's like a lightning bolt, and price action gets involved and prices start to skip up and rip up higher. Some examples of some low float stocks. You can have news. Companies come out with news. Volume gets attracted to it. This week, we've seen a lot of good low float runners. So not all low floats are bad. They're not. I love trading low float stocks. We got a stock like ALLG. It's a new IPO. This stock recently ran from $8 all the way up to a high of $24 a share. We zoom in here on the 1 minute. This was its big day right here on Wednesday. Right here. Right from the open, $9.50, $10. It gears up right here. $9.50, $10. Right at 10 a.m. all the way to 11 a.m. right there. In 1 hour, this stock ran up $15 a share. That's life-changing moves right there in 1 hour. a stock runs up $15. You don't hear people on CNBC talk about these types of stocks, and we see these stocks run like this every day, just about. Every week, every day, we see stocks like this run all the time. So while everybody was getting caught up when AMC and GameStop was squeezing, we see this all the time. Some other big runners from this past week, just to give you guys more examples. FRGE. This is another new IPO. Its first day here of opening, this stock ran from $11 all the way up to a high of $27. That's a $16 per share run up. From 9:30 to 11 a.m. it topped out. So an hour and a half it ran up $16. Another one, LLL. Today, Friday, it had a good run. Here from $3.80, it ran up to almost $5. So that's just about a $1.50 run up, $1.25. But when you zoom out, look at this day over here. Let's zoom in on that day. This was back on, when was this? Tuesday. Tuesday, this stock opened up at $2 a share right there. And it ran all the way up to a high of $7. So from 2 to 7, from 9:30, and it topped out at 10 a.m. So in a half hour, this stock ran up $5 a share. Amazing opportunity out here. Amazing. We're not done. We also had a stock, PIK. Today, Friday, runs from 4 up to a high of $6. $4 to $6 from 10 a.m. to 10:35 a.m. So a half hour. This stock ran up $2 a share. Scroll out on this. You could see there was a lot of history with this stock. It was in play practically all week. Going back to last Friday, this day right here, this stock ran from $4 a share all the way up to a high of $6. Pulled back $5.50. So from 4, it ran up to 6 right there. Pulled back to $5.50. $5.50, it ran all the way up to $7.50. So multiple opportunity on the stock like this, running up $2 a share. It's low priced, $4, $5. A $5,000 investment buys you 1,000 shares. Stock runs up $2,000 or $2. That's $2,000 in your pocket. You just made 50% on your money or your investment. That's the type of opportunity the stock market can give you. And I just gave you guys a handful of stocks that had more than $2, $5, $10 run-ups in 1 hour. We see stocks like this run all the time. All the time. That's why you guys should be a part of trading communities, be a part of a chat room, Trading Learning 101 Discord. I have a link down below in the video description. Every day, Monday through Friday, we're in chat calling out all of these hot stocks every single day. Being a part of a community, you have multiple eyes in the markets doing the work. They're calling out stocks that are popping up. It's working together as a team, having multiple eyes in the market, spotting opportunity. There, just recorded that one. 12 minutes. I could probably cut that down to 8 minutes. Pump and dump runners is what I'll name it. And then we did a lesson here. I think we were talking about price levels, wasn't we? Yeah. Price levels. Saudis being attacked. So let's pull up USEG. INDO. Looks like USEG's gearing up, trying to run up to 6. INDO's getting a nice little pop on it. Go to oil ETFs. Look at Gush. Look at that run up. AGRI. I think we had that up pre-market. Yeah, that stock's... It just went on a wicked run. See, originally this stock was at $1.50, $1.50. March 10th, right there. It exploded up to $5, and then it wedged out all right here, March 11th to March 24th. So what is that, about 2.5 weeks? This stock wedged out here, and it just broke out from that wedge to the upside. So you're late as fuck to the party, bro. Late as fuck. That's my honest opinion. There's no way you'd be wanting to buy it now. What the way I teach here, man, I teach people to spot moves like this before they happen, not while they're happening. The stock, the way you got to look at it, you got to think differently than everybody else. And I'm just being real with you, man. This is why 90% of people fail and lose money. They wait too long. They look back and they see what the stock has already done, and they get unreal expectations that it's going to continue going when it doesn't. If anything, you should be looking back and putting it together. How did it run from $1.50 up here to $5.70? Go back and put it all together and learn. That way you can pick up on it before and capitalize on it, and then you could be the person unloading and selling up here. Makes sense? Yeah, this AGRI, it's done. It's done, made its move. If anything, you'll see a bounce on it, maybe back up to 525. But everybody's taking their profits on it because this thing went on a wicked run. See, even when you look at the daily chart here, Look at the past. This big day right here, that long upper wick, stock can't hold its gains. From here at a $1.52, this thing like went up ×3 in value, up to $6. That's a phenomenal run for a stock, especially a low floor or a penny stock. So AGRI probably gonna fall back down here to 4, bounce up off that 4, linger around for a minute, and then it's gonna fade down below 4, all the way back down to where it came from. From 4, you'll get maybe one good bounce on it, back up maybe to 5. Went on a wicked run, man. All this, you gotta look back, dude. Look at right here on this day, the stock did 252 million in volume on this day right here. 252 million in volume. Then on this day, the stock did 113 million in volume right there. And then we're not even including all the volume the stock traded all right here and right here. So everybody's taking profits with it being up this high at 6. They're putting more supply back out into the markets, which is going to cause prices and the value to decrease. You got more supply coming back into the markets, that's going to decrease the value. CRXT. Yeah, you see, with CRXT here in Rome called this out, and look at the opportunity the CRXT has been given out. This stock's now running up to 2, and it's confirming it with, it's running up to new highs, and it's confirming it with volume. And this stock's just been popping, pulling back, popping, pulling back, popping, pulling back, popping, pulling back, popping. That was a good one on your part, Rome. That's a wicked run up there. And look at, just as I was talking about, this stock was at 65 pennies March 22nd, right there. It's ran up here to $1.80. It pulled back. When it made this move here and was pulling back, all right here is when you should have had eyes on it and thinking and plotting and putting together a trading plan. And now as it's running up like this, you're in the money, my dude. Yeah, that's a beautiful run there on CRXT. That thing sure is ramping. That's been the theme all this week too. Stocks at $1, $2, $3. They've been super hot. And we said when you notice stocks, penny stocks, when they're hot, that's when you trade them. Yeah, good job on great job on that CRXT, Rome. This stock just built up in beautiful levels too. From $1.25 up to $1.50. Up to $1.75. Now up to $2. See, when you look at it like that too, in intervals of 25 cents, every 25 cents gonna act as natural support and resistance. And I tell you guys, focus on the levels of interest. One level at a time. Penny stocks really isn't my thing though, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't have to not trade them. There's good opportunity in them. See, this is my niche right here. I like stocks. My sweet spot's like from $10 up to like $50. Those are the types of stocks I like. Even the CELZ, this thing's still looking pretty strong. And take note, EK trading, something like this is where you should be focusing. The stock has already proven itself with its run up here, and it's just been consolidating and resting all at that $3 right here. It's building up for its next run up. I'm always going to try to be real with you, man, when I break down these stocks. I'm not really here to sugarcoat things and say, oh man, sorry that didn't work out, man. I hope it comes back for you. You'd be like, yeah, me too, man. I'm going to probably hold on to it. I don't mind tying up my money for 6 months. Nah, dude. I'm going to tell you it like it is. Like, cut that piece of crap stock. Don't tie up your money for 6 months. You're going to miss out on so much opportunity. In this game, you gotta be ruthless in your thinking. This is a cruel game we play here, man. And you gotta think ahead. You gotta be one step ahead of everybody else. Remember, the stock market, like Warren Buffett said, it's a device used to transfer funds between accounts. So every time when you're wrong, somebody's right. Every time when you're wrong, somebody else was right. Every time when you are right, somebody on the other trade was wrong. That's why you got to study your ass off. Study, learn about yourself, figure out who you are as a person, figure out what type of trader you want to be. It's a really deep rabbit hole mind game, the stock market and trading. Because you got to think who you're going up against. You're going up against algos, institutions, hedge funds, banks, communities, chat rooms, all kinds of traders. The whole world. That's why this morning, TLRY, this was the #1 stock on the Gap scanners. And immediately, before the market even opened, let's scroll up real quickly. This morning, right here today at 9:30, I said screw those pot stocks. They ain't gonna do shit. They're overcrowded, man. Look at how much volume was pumping into these in the morning. That's a lot of opinions. As the saying goes, more people, more problems. And then ALLG, look at how this thing just geared up and ripped up. And look at the volume. 23,000 on average this morning when it was building up here. And then it was topping out 250,000 in volume every 1 minute. And look at how much this stock ripped up. From $14.50 it ripped to $18 versus back to TLRY. Look at on average every 1 minute the volume was pumping into this. On average it was getting 2.5 million in volume every 1 minute. And look at how prices traded like garbage. It's overcrowded. There's too many opinions. Yeah, ALLG, it's a bit of a higher priced stock at $14.50. You got to look beyond that though. It's at $14.50, but this thing ripped up $4 a share. Just a small 250 shares, a $2 move, that's $500 in your pocket, man. Just buying 250 shares, it's a $3,600 investment if you had a small account. So don't let price keep you away from these types of stocks. 250 shares. Is a $3,600 investment. From bottom to top, if you would have rode that up, what is that? $1,000? So you would have made $1,000 with 250 shares if you got it perfect from the bottom to the top. But we're not trying to get the meat of the whole move. We just want a slice of the pie, even if it's $1. We're more focused on consistency. Yep, SPY's cracking that 450. End of the week, Friday. We're about to go into lunch hours. Options contracts expire on Friday too. I think Thinkorswim has it to where you can go into the settings. Let's look at that real quick. Let's see if I go to flexible grid. I'll just go to charts. Change this over to a daily chart. And you go into the settings. They have it in here to where you can show it's like every third Friday or something. I can't remember which one it was. It's showing the options. No, I don't know how it's I don't know how that options thing works. I forget. I like that social sentiment on the daily. Right, where was it? It was just up. Where was it? Go back to Tesla. Right there. The social sentiment. Let's look at TLRY. social sentiment had 116 mentions, 95 neutral, 18 positive, 3 negative. Wow. Literally everything just crashed. I don't know what happened there. We pull back up Streamlabs real quick. Looks like it just bugged out on me. You guys want to see something cool? This was back in the day here on Thinkorswim back in 2017. I was setting alerts on all of these penny stocks. Back then, that's all I would focus on were stocks under $1. And I was writing notes. Has potential, low 20 cent to mid 20 cent. So I would buy around 0.17 or below and watch what happens. Alert on INFI, mark at or below 90 cent. Dropping at the moment from $1.53. All-time low was 84 cent and shot up to over $1. What was I thinking here? Good buy at around 76 cent, sell mid 80s. If it can break 43.53, that's a new year high. Let's talk about Thinkorswim for a moment. It's been a long time since I've made a video on Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim, it's a beautiful platform. It's absolutely free. All you need is an account with TD Ameritrade, and you should be able to download the Thinkorswim app. You're going to see a lot of traders use Thinkorswim. It's a very popular charting platform, trading platform amongst the trading community. What I like to use most of the time, what you guys see, I like Street Smart Edge by Charles Schwab. take a look here at chart just to give you guys an example. This is just personal preference, you guys. When you're brand new in the stock market, you should be out there experimenting with a lot of different brokerages, charting platforms, because there's just so many out there and they all offer their own unique stuff. The pros, the cons. What I like about Street Smart Edge, the charts are clean. It's got all the tools that I need to do my job. With Street Smart Edge is a beautiful platform. This is the brokerage that I normally trade with. I have never had any problems buying and selling with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade as a day trader. I've never had problems. It's fast execution. Now it's free commissions. Back when I was just learning, you had to pay per trade. But with Thinkorswim's more of a technical platform. It can be a bit overwhelming once you download it and you have all these features at your disposal. But once you get familiar with this platform is fantastic. It truly is. Some hidden features that some of you may not know about. You can see at the top right here, they got chat rooms. You click on that, you got a lounge here with a handful of different chat rooms filled with active traders. Global news, futures forecast, ThinkScript lounge, shadow trader, swim lessons, trader lounge. And it tells you right here on the right how many people are in these chats. Shadow trader, he's got 2,220 people currently in that chat room. You click on that chat room, you got a list of all of the usernames here, and then here's the chat log of what everybody's been talking about. You can go to, I don't know if you could do audio chat in here. I'm not sure. I hardly ever use the chat rooms. ThinkScript. If you have a custom ThinkScript that you want to share or talk about or get other opinions on, this may be a chat for you. Maybe you have an idea for a ThinkScript and you can find somebody in here to help you out with that ThinkScript. Another hidden feature and it may take me a second to find it, but they have Squawk Box. Oh wow, now they have it to where you can participate in a live chat and you can share your screen. It looks like there's a few people in here, like this guy right here. He's sharing his screen. Let me see if I can click watch. They'll pull up his screen. Man, I forgot how to get the squawk box. It's been a long time since I've used it. Do they still have it? They remove it? Because last time all you had to do was go up here to chat rooms and it'd be right there. Squawk. Oh, hey everybody. Yeah, Thinkorswim's a pretty handy tool to have in your back pocket. I think I'm gonna, well, I may add on to this later on. I was trying to figure out if they had the squawk box still. I can't find it. Yeah. It used to be when you would go into here, but they took it. I think they took it out. The under Shadow Trader now. Gee, what are these guys watching? Hello. Do any of you guys ever use this chat here? Ever? How the fuck am I supposed to see that, brah? Yeah, they need to update this chat. I'm looking for the squawk box, man. Did they take it out? All right. I'll try hitting I could show you guys some. How many of you guys have Thinkorswim? You guys use it at all? I mean, I always, for the most part, have Thinkorswim up and running. It's a pretty powerful platform. Like I said, Thinkorswim, it's more of a technical analysis driven platform. Street Smart Edge, it's more fundamental, I would say. All right, I'll go over some cool features real quickly with Thinkorswim that I like to use personally. The possibilities with Thinkorswim is endless. I mean, there are just so many custom think scripts out there. You can create your own think scripts. If you're into editing, you can go in and customize the think scripts to your own liking. We'll start off real quickly with the tape. Now, for me, the tape is super important for me. The way I like to have it set up, I like to have two tapes up. One here is spitting out just the regular tape, all orders. And then I have another tape right here, and this is spitting out orders that are greater than 2,000 shares. And you can, at the top right, see it just printed one right there. Someone sold 4,800 shares at $9.25. So I could see where the big money's at. And you see on here, look at how quickly that 4,800 is going down right there. When markets just open, or if there's price action going on super fast, that's going to blow right by you super quick. So by having this up, and you could see it's just sitting there, I'm not going to miss it. So I can clearly see where the big money's at. And look at all of these just like petty orders, like 100, 200, 250, 100, 100. Those are just petty orders. So I like to have two tapes up and running here all the time. Pretty clever and unique, if you ask me. And this is where you separate yourself from everybody else. And by having a platform like this, you're at such an advantage versus somebody who's just sitting and trading on their phone with Webull, Robinhood. You're at such an advantage. And like I said, all of these platforms, they're all going to have their pros and cons. When we look at Thinker or Street Smart Edge real quickly, I go to Launch Tools and I go into the all-in-one trade tool, and we look at the level 2 in tape on Street Smart Edge. It's not really that eye appealing, is it? And I can't go in here and I can't customize it the way that I can with Thinkorswim. That's why I tell you guys, it's pretty important for you to go off and experiment with all of these different brokerages and their charting platforms. So one, you could see all the different tools that are out there, and we're all different. We're all gonna have our own needs and what we want in a trading platform. I like to have a couple indicators up on Thinkorswim, one of them being the volume zone oscillator. I like the volume zone oscillator ever since I've read a few volume books. The volume zone oscillator is one of my favorites because it's the most important when it comes to volume. I like to track volume with price action. That's the type of trader that I am. I like to have the linear regression trend line on my volume right here. And then we could pop this open, and you could see I have a bunch of different watch lists here. And one little key column that I like to have on my watch list with Thinkorswim, if it's telling me if the stock is hard to borrow or easy to borrow. So we got a top stock. What's a top stock today? ALLG. We'll look at this one. ALLG I'll add it into the watch list here. And you see how it says NTB. There's none to borrow with TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim. Hard to borrow, HTB. Easy to borrow, ETB. And then with Street Smart Edge, it also tells me if a stock is easy to borrow or hard to borrow. If I see a stock is up a lot on the day and it's easy to borrow, a lot of them are getting short squeezed. This is a pretty much thinking man's game. We know the statistics, 90% of people fail, lose money in the stock market. So if something's easy to borrow and it's up a lot on the day, people are going to naturally assume, hey, short it. It's up too much, causing it to squeeze up even more. There's a bunch of different gadgets that you can add on. From Watchlist, you can watch Trader TV, Trade Flash. You play some games on here, Tetris, Scratchpad, Minesweeper. You got a calculator, live audio, live news. They used to have Squawk Box on here. I just cannot find it anymore. I don't know if they got rid of it or not. I like to have my candlesticks. The green, I like to have white. And then, of course, the red candles are red. It's just easier on the eyes for me. And you could go into the platform itself here. Go to application settings. And then I'm going to have to delete that out. Go in here to look and feel. And then you could pick your own color scheme. You could see here I have my own that I was messing with in 2020. And if I wanted to edit this, it'll bring up a whole list here of how I can pick the colors for this platform. And you could change the colors of just about everything. We look at the scans. The scans with Thinkorswim are pretty powerful. This is an option scan. Actually gonna make this bigger. DLRY. It's just getting a little bounce. It may push back up to 8, but it's going to be hard for it to get back above that VWAP. We gotta have something in here. Open interest. That's what we need. And volume. It's like AAL, AMC are the top option stocks today. FRGE got a nice little pop on it. 16 up to almost 19 bucks. This red moving average, I've told you guys this before. If a stock really gets beat down on the intraday chart, a lot of times I have seen stocks bounce perfectly off this red moving average here. See? This morning, ALLG ran up and it came all the way down. It sat right at that red moving average and bounced right off of it. And it's been bouncing off that red moving average all day. TLRY. Finding resistance at it right here. But this stock ran up so much. But look at pre-market. When it ran up all here, when it started to come down, right there, it bounced right off of it. Right on up. What's another one? BTU. Scroll back on this day right here. The stock ran up. All right there. See how it came right down to it? Pinpointed right off of it. What crazy video. Oh my goodness. Let me guess, you found that on Twitter. That's no way. I can't show that on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they have a ride like that at Cedar Point called the Power Tower. Yeah, fuck that, dude. CELZ's running. There she goes up from that 350. That's wild, man. That dude hit hard. There's no way he's surviving that. That's a straight free fall. What did he do? Slip from the seat up there? Yeah, he slipped out of the seat. Man, I'm still recording too. I gotta stop recording on that. Yeah, that's wicked, man. That's wicked. Hell no. The CELZ and the float on CELZ is only 5.9 million. Daily chart, it's gearing up over this 350s. It's got room to run to 4. And then if it breaks up over 4, it's got room 450 every 50 cent, man. Good squeeze that was going on here. Now that it pulls back after popping, gotta hold 325 area it broke out from. Oh man, you know what, Rome? I got on a ride like that one time, the power tower at Cedar Point. After that, I said never again. They took me all the way up, and then they had us sit up there for 2 minutes, and it was quiet. And then all you hear is click, and it's just a straight free fall. My soul about left my body. I was never again. And then we went to Tennessee, and my girl, she wanted to get on one of those rides where it was a side attraction, and you sit in like this bucket, and it's a long string, and they tilt you all the way up in the air. I had a video. Remember, I showed it to you guys way back when I went to Tennessee, and they just drop you, and it's like a swing, a big swing. That one was kind of like the Power Tower, but I don't like those free fall rides, man. No, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. DLROI, good call there, VW. Good call, man. All the way up to that $8. I doubted it, but you've seen it. Hopefully you're able to take advantage of it. If not, you've seen it, dude. Let's see what it did too. As you're here from the low up to pre-market high, it pulled back. Could have pulled back more here to 7. That would have been 50% of this measured move. Well, you could measure from, see, that's the thing with Fibonacci. There's so many different areas you can measure from. You can measure from the low here, or you can measure from where it started to rip up here at 590 up to the high. Measure that move. And look at it, it pulled back and it hovered just above that 50% right there. So you got a nice and healthy 50% retracement, and then there's your bounce. And then what you could also do too, retrace from the high down to that low. 50% up is right there, just almost to $8. $8 is at the golden ratio right there. 50% is at 787 right there. But there's a few ways you can go about it. That's why technical analysis, you should have fun with it. Don't be afraid to experiment. This is a good area of interest too. You got a cluster here of Fibonacci's. Remember, the more clusters of Fibonacci you have measured from specific areas, the more significant that price level could be. All this stock really did, it trended down here clearly with the lower highs, lower lows. It got a pop up here, but it continued to get drilled down and it made another low, so it wasn't ready yet. It broke up right there. Low, low, and then right there it kind of like double bottomed right there. They say if you just kick back, the chart will let you know when it's ready. Just gotta wait. But it can be hard waiting, having patience. It can. It's why it's super important to yeah, I'll be streaming for just a second. I'm about to hop off here, take a break. We've been going for 3.5 hours. Be very self-aware, I would say. It's super important to do that. Be very self-aware of your feelings and how you're feeling, because if you're caught up in the moment, you got to recognize that. Because if you get caught up in the moment, it could screw you. It's best to just walk away, come back, and most of your trading, your good trades, are from plays that literally just fall into your lap. Ah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump off here though and take a break. We've been going for 3.5 hours. I gotta stretch these legs out. Thanks for